All right, so we back. I saw Carter Cofield talking about the 5 business bank accounts that you need to be a successful entrepreneur. And I just want to take a deeper dive into that and why you need these 5 bank accounts if you want to set up your business to succeed financially. Now, if you haven't read the book Profit First by Mike Michalowicz, that is where this comes from, at least in my perspective, because I heard Carter Cofield talk about Profit First. So I read it, and then he talks about those 5 bank accounts, and I know that's where they come from, unless it came from someone else before Mike Michalowicz. That's my reference point. So if you want that book, go get it. It's a great book, and it will even further explain this more than I will today. But this is a great synopsis, and I just want to dig into it. So the first account you need is your business bank account, which is your income account. This is where all the money comes in. When you look at the percentages in terms of how everything is allocated out, from income to expenses to taxes and employment, the income account is 100%, and then there's a line. And now everything else is distributed from that income account into these other accounts. So the benefits of having an income account with your business and then having other accounts outside of that for distribution and operations is that your income account is the account that everything goes into. So all of the activity is generally positive. It's $100 here, $1,000 there, $200 here, versus what you take out to pay your credit card bill. You should have a business credit card, at least a personal credit card, not a debit card that you're using because you want to get points. When you take out the money to pay those bills, it's just a one-time withdrawal, maybe twice a month. So now when you go back to the bank and ask for money or lines of credit, you look really, really good on paper to them as a bank customer. You shouldn't have 1 million transactions a month in and out of your bank account. That doesn't look good. That's what your business credit card is for. So get one if you don't have one, but you have a business bank account. Please get the business credit card. I'm telling you, it's worth it. Amex, they'll get you right as long as your score is good. And if you can't get Amex, there are a lot of other ones, right? So it's not hard to get a credit card. Get one, work on your credit, and build it up. The second account you need is your profit account. Why is a profit account important? Because you don't want to be a tired, broke entrepreneur that wonders where the money went at the end of the year after you've done all this work and now it's gone. You want to put some aside, 5% to be exact in terms of the Mike Michalowicz Profit First standard. You want to put that aside and have that over there ready for the end of the year, or say, hey, I can use this to pay off some of my debts, right? And you want to use 4% of that 5%. Well, not 4% of that 5%. You want to use 99% of the 5%, leaving 1% for yourself. So 99% of your profit goes to tearing down debt, business debt, right? Or personal debt. Because eventually, if you take all your debt down to zero, that 5% profit will end up being 100% to you. So if you make $100,000, you'll take $5,000 home at the end of the year if you have no debt. But if you have debt, then you might be able to buy a cheeseburger. The third important account that you need as a business owner is your expense account. This is where 30% of your income, your top line, is allocated to, right? It doesn't mean you have to spend 30% of that top line, but you have 30% to spend for operations, expenses, right? So this is where your subscriptions, your gas, your rent, your payroll, all of that is in that expense account. And you can have a separate payroll account in the same bank as your expense account if you want to do payroll separate from the rest of your expenses. And I even say you should do that. So that would make this 6 accounts that you need, not 5. But you need that expense account 30% allocated, and boom, you should be good. If you're not operating at 30%, then that means you need to increase that top line, and that means you need to focus on the things that drive revenue, which are leads. The next type of account that you need as a business owner is your, what you're gonna pay yourself, your payroll account. Meaning, hey, if I made $1,000, I'm giving myself half if I'm the owner, operator, and I do everything for my business. Now, as you get elevated and you got other staff members and all that, again, you can allocate some of that to your expense account and payroll there, right? Like I said, you can have an expense account with payroll and other expenses. But your payroll account, what you're going to take from the business, needs to be separated, and it needs to be some type of amount that makes sense for the amount of work that you do. So Again, Profit First, Mike McAllowitz, he says use 50% of whatever you make and pay yourself so that you can live, because if you die, the business dies, which makes sense. So take that money, have that account, and pay yourself what you deserve. Don't overpay yourself, but pay yourself what you deserve. And now we're on the account that you can't touch no matter what. This is your tax account. This money comes out, it's 15% of your total income, and I say that because you're gonna have write-offs, so it should come down to about 15% of your total income. Don't quote me on that. None of this is financial advice. I am not a CPA. Consult with your accountant or financial advisor. But again, Profit First, Mike McAllowitz, he says 15%. So that's what I'm telling you. 15% right here is what you put in to give the federal government. And obviously you will have some cushion, because if you're not operating at 30% of your income in terms of expenses, then you will have extra money if you tend to owe. But if you don't owe, because that operating expense or capital ends up needing to be used for big budget projects or things of that nature, then you still should be fine. And if you have to find money later on, you can file for extensions, etc. But don't put money in this account and then pull it out until after tax season. Even then, you might want to just reinvest it, man. Reinvest it in the business. Just leave that account alone. 15% taxes, and if you don't have to pay, cool, reinvest it. But leave the account alone. Please, for the love of God. Y'all gotta leave that tax account alone. So this is an iffy account that you can have if you're a business owner. This last one here, it's your distribution account. You don't necessarily need it, because you can, just distribute to other accounts as you see fit. But the distribution account really works magic, because from every account that you have, all 5 accounts that you have as a business owner, your payroll, your expenses, your taxes, your profit, and your income account, everything can go into a distribution account. And then from that one distribution account be put here for this bill, or go here to the tax account if I'm supposed to pull from the income and go to the tax. So kind of how much money is moving on a monthly basis through your business based on what this average balance is in your distribution account. And I think it's a really good account for you to keep track of your money. And if you're using a CPA, a Profit First CPA or accountant, then they will have a great idea of kind of what's going on and tell you how to move about your finances. But the distribution account is good. I like it. I use it. I actually have 2, because I have 2 businesses. So distribution accounts for both. And it's a really good tool. It really allows you to separate kind of church and state when it comes to your expenses and not get confused. So pretty quick video. Hopefully it was quick. I don't know how long it'll be until I edit it, but it was valuable. And since it was valuable, I think you should subscribe, like, and share with other people that are entrepreneurs and need this information to get themselves going. And then if you have any questions, comments, concerns, you can DM me, you can comment in the comments below, and I'll answer your comments and we can go from there. I'm all about helping people. I give this away because I want you to be successful, and I want you to be just as successful as I know I'm going to be and continue to be. So with that being said, like, subscribe, share, and I'm out.